The whole event is active online in French and in English. Now, today we have with us Brice Chasles, who is the general manager of the French section of Deloitte, and works, as for the company, which is a very small company. He's very active on our continent. He has over 30 years experience, and 20 of these at Deloitte. We're going to talk about the what is at stake in Francophone Africa, and they would like to open the way for this. And Brice, I would like to discuss to ask you, how many women are there at Deloitte in Africa who are French speaking? Hello, Fatimata. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to take part today. And today, the Francophone Deloitte is 1,400 collaborators, people working for the company. I've known a 50% growth over the last 3 years. And there are 44 women and 56% men. Sorry. We are working on this at various levels. So 44% women on over 1,500 employees. So how many are in management? Well, actually, when I started working for the company in my current position 3 years ago, I realized that things were very unbalanced with regards to gender, and that there were two reasons to this. First of all, the recruitment policy wasn't very fair. So we wanted to have immediate results. We recruit 200 to 300 employees per year. So we wanted to put the emphasis on recruiting and put measures in place, recruiting more women. So we went from 46% to 53% women in the company in the various African countries where we are. It's the case in the Maghreb, where we have 58% of women who are recruited there, and also in the consulting jobs. We are trying to target these jobs and give them to women. Secondly, also, we'd like to change our communication within the company, which is something very visible. There are many talents amongst women. It's very easy to change things, We went from 10 to 30% of our COMEX. In Northern Africa, we have 2 out of 5 women who are in management job. So 30 to 40% of women are in management now. It's quite easy because it's visible. What is less easy is to put this at the center of the organization. We talked about figures. It's very important, yes, but we'd like to maybe talk about the strategy. But before doing that, we'd like to state why it is so important for a company to have an inclusion policy based on gender. So why is it important? Well, when a company, that's my personal fiction anyway, the impact that the company is going to have, at Deloitte, we have our motto is have an impact that matters. So we want to influence what the company is doing in the countries where we are. for many young people in the countries where we are, there is a change which is possible within the countries. So we want to be aware that the organization, that the company can have an impact on the balance. It is very important to us. We try to be consistent with what we do within the company, with our values, and also the impact that we can have beyond the company on the social aspect as well. We want to be aware that diversity as a whole and gender equality, which is part of it, can have an amazing impact on the performance of the company. We want to have a diverse company, and this can encourage performance and growth. And that's our case today. So which are the tools today which we have put into place at Deloitte? First, to foster inclusion in terms of parity and diversity, mainly diversity. But which are the tools which would give you the mean measure things? So first, what are the tools? And secondly, what is how efficient is it? Yes, of course, if we decide to act without measuring things that are going to work, that's not what we want to do. So we want to evaluate, to assess how things are going. We want to influence behavior. And yes, I must admit we are far from having reached our objectives. We want to have scorecards and see what happens with recruitment, promotions, pay as well. We want to progress at that level, and we noticed that after 5 or 6 years experience in the company, the equality is quite good. We used to lose women as employees in the company, which explained that why we have so many men, 30 rather than 40 to 50% of women. So we have internal factors, behavior, the way things work, and which we developed over time. We want to change this behavior. And also external factors, which is the social pressure of these women who are around their 30s, who reach an age where things are complicated, when they try to have a successful job, take responsibilities, and juggle on personal life as well. So we had a mentoring program for the managers. We have a program called All In, which promotes diversity through training, awareness, and various measures for parenting in order to address these questions. The workers are very, but also the men population within organization, behavior has changed towards women with regards to the journey, the professional journey, and things they can work on with regards to mentoring, and also the way that men view things has to change. This is why we support everyone, and we have diversity champions, which are in all our activities in every country, and we have an equal number of men and women. We have an advisory board, which is made of young people who will lead our activities tomorrow in Africa. We set this up 3 years ago in order to have 6 women and 6 men within this context, these groups. We really want to apply this parity so that we have something that is natural, which is second nature, without having to wonder whether it's important or not. It's something we apply across the board. So what are you hoping? You talked about Deloitte's view on this. Do you really think that this impact which you could generate within the company, beyond your company as well, which is positive and which brings change, through these tools that which we are using to include women? How do you think it's going to work? Yes, of course, I'm convinced that this will work, and we are training future leaders within the public or private sectors and private sectors. Some have a career with us, but others will have responsibilities within the public and private sectors. So we really want to help them to bring these values beyond the company. We have a chart for diversity, which 100 companies in Africa signed, committed to promote mixed, men and women within recruitment, within trade and administration. Now we're trying to assess the first effects of the application of this chart. We want to make sure that it is working. And we also have a program which is for women in management who are entrepreneurs. We have a mentoring program. The first year we had 15 women, the second year 25, in order to help these women in management. And we do this independently from organization, and we want to be very consistent with what we do outside of our role in the company, in society, and obviously within the company. Brice, do you have a message for men, for other men, other companies? There are many big companies and smaller ones. Incentive for professionals like yourself. There are many companies are not as enthusiastic as you, unfortunately. So what would you like to say to them to encourage them to join you in your efforts? First of all, I'd like to tell them that it is possible, although it seems complicated from, out the outside. But and then secondly, things can be assessed. The impact can be assessed. It can be longer in some instances than others. But if you are ambitious, if you think that this subject is a strategic subject, if we have indicators and objectives which are measurable to a number of employees within the organization, this means that their performance, salary will be impacted by this. And if we do this well and we're ambitious, then yes, it's going to work. It has to come from the management, from the leaders. They have to state this message, be determined and have lots of energy. These are very important concepts on the performance as well. And it would work tremendously well if we do that. I think this will be the last word. Yes, it's the salary side of things as well. The payment is very, very important. We didn't talk about it before. We thank you very much for taking part in this Arab Wane Forum, and we are a member of the executive committee of Arab France. And stay with us, please, because we are going to have the closing ceremony. Please stay with us for the closing ceremony. Thank you very much.